We are live. Hello,
Oh,
Bonnie and the dogs.
absolutely.
The other dog was too noisy, so
That sounds like a good name for a band. Bonnie and the Dogs.
Bonnie and the dogs. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, so far no one's found us, but that'll change.
Okay.
And I have to get my phone so I can announce we're going live, and then I'm gonna come over by you and we're gonna do our thing.
Sounds like a plan, girl.
Okay. You can talk to them in the meantime.
Oh, okay. I've been told that I can talk in the meantime, and talking has never been a problem for me. So I shall talk. My name is Bonnie Miller, and I am from Western New York. I am south of Rochester and south of Buffalo. Oh, for you gardeners, I'm in zone 5B, which means we can get sort of cold in the wintertime. So Anne invited me today to come to her meet and greet. I'm very excited because I'm an open hearth cook, and this is a dream come true to be in this house cooking over this open hearth. I've been cooking over the open hearth for about 30 years now. I was trained by Denise Ballinger in Wyoming County, where we live, and cooked at the Griffith House in Wyoming County in Pike Fair. That was built in 1810, and that house has a very wonderful open hearth and a beehive bake oven. So today, thanks to Tom, we have got the fires going, and it's smoky in here. It smells delicious. It is warm in here. That's okay. We are heating up the beehive bake oven, and that's going to take about an hour more of having the fire actually inside that oven. When that oven has heated, I'm going to take that fire out of there with my peel, and I'm going to put it in the fireplace. Then I'll brush the ashes off to the side, and hopefully our risen bread will be going in there. So
Keep going.
okay, the first thing that I'm going to do is, I had a big to-do list for coming here. And one of the things on my list is I went into my herb garden, which is right outside my kitchen, and I picked bundles of my herbs. So these are the ones that are going to be going into the herb bread. I have stripped them off their stalks. Any of the stalks that are a little bit on the thick side and maybe won't chop, I've just thrown in the fireplace, and they certainly do give off a nice aroma, by the way. So my first job is simply, in this bowl, I have my chopper, and I am simply going to continue chopping these herbs until I get them at a nice consistency. Then I will add them to the flour that's over here in my dough box, and we will start making our bread. You realize with this being live, we are totally unscripted, and anything can happen.
So Bonnie has outfitted me today in a traditional, what is this? Traditional colonial cooking outfit?
Kitchen.
Yeah.
I would have to say it's kitchen. No, we wouldn't wear these out and about for good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We would have a nicer dress,
Okay.
but these are our clothes, and it's okay if we get them dirty.
This is our dirty clothes.
It's our dirty clothes.
She did look at a place this morning in the Holiday Inn where we were staying, just like that for breakfast.
Oh, not in Sturbridge.
No.
No, you fit right in.
Yeah.
We did. I finally sharpened my chopper, and look at the job it's doing.
Wow. Can I try that?
Oh, of course you can. Take it right over if you want.
Well, I don't know that I want to take over. I just would like to try it.
Nope, babe.
So this is a chopper.
Yep.
Ooh. And it fits perfectly in the bowl.
It does. They weren't fooling around, girlfriend.
Huh. Look, Mom, I'm cooking.
And we've actually know that because we can see what you're doing. Everybody will say, yes, she did.
I cooked.
We can verify that.
Did you ever see What About Bob, that movie? Because I sail. I cook. This is great. How much do you chop it?
I think you're about there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a rough chop.
Okay.
You don't want to actually destroy it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So now we're going to put it over here in the dough,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to keep just a little bit of it so that when the bread comes out, we'll brush it with butter, and then we'll go right ahead and put
Okay.
the herbs on top
So
of it.
I want to ask a question to the viewers a minute about how the sound is, because I don't. How's the sound, guys? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm gonna call my mother. Hey Siri, call mom. Get her on and tell me about the sound.
Which one? Mom Vanderklay or
not
Mom
which
Dad Vanderklay?
one. No.
Okay, I won't.
Hi, are you watching? Okay, thank you. Okay, bye.
That sounds
Mom
okay.
says the sound's good. Okay.
Okay. In here, I have 3 cups of flour, some sugar, some salt, and my herbs. Over here, thanks to your loaning me this, I have proofed my yeast.
Okay.
It is bubbling. You can see that,
Yeah.
right? So I know my yeast is alive. I have not killed it.
Okay.
Yay!
Yay! Yay!
Always a plus.
I think I'm going to come closer with the camera
Okay.
so we can see a little better.
You come closer with the camera. I have to go grab an egg.
All right. Had chickens in the back. You could grab one from there. That would be most.
Well, believe it or not, these are the eggs that my daughter, her chickens.
Oh, good.
So they.
I guess I should have thought of this before.
It's all right. Live is live.
I want to get nice and close to the subjects, so I'm playing with my tripod while the camera's on it. Sorry, people. It's going to be a little dicey here for a second. One more.
I'm just rearranging so that.
Okay.
Dewey's enjoying the heat from the
Oh,
fireplace.
he certainly is. So am I, actually. It's quite
Yeah.
comfortable right now.
Okay, here we are.
All right, we back?
We're back. We're back. Sorry, people, for that. Yep. All right.
Okay. Well, then I believe Anne has already tipped this off, but this might be a better shot of it.
Yes.
This is a dough box that I've been told, I know it's old, but I've been told it's from Europe. And I bought it in Wyoming County, where I live, where there are more cows than people. And it's been repaired. It cracked right there with repair on it. Probably that's what sold it to me.
Yeah.
Was the fact that it had been used so much. So I have already said that in here I have salt, sugar, 3 cups of flour, and all of my herbs. I'm going to be using the hands, people.
Okay.
That's what we have to do. That's all there is to it. So to this, I am going to add my buttermilk, my yeast. Yeah. And there was some sugar in here. I put this in the open door, the Beehive Bake Oven, because I wanted to warm up so that I would know that my yeast was not dead and I could get it warm, but not to the point where I killed the yeast. And that worked really nicely. It did. So now I'm going to add an egg. And I'm going to have to be adding a lot.
Someone's here. Hold on. Do we have help? Do we have help today? Someone looking very cute. Hi. This is the door. Oh, yeah, right here. Yeah.
So you can see,
Glitter
hands first. Hands first, people.
in your body's friend. Yes.
An egg.
That's Dewey.
I don't have a garbage pail yet, which I'm going to need for sure. For sure.
Good to be, but
Adding some more flour.
Gwen's here.
Hello,
Oh,
When? We were supposed to come till tomorrow.
tomorrow?
Yes.
No way.
Yeah, right.
You said see you tomorrow
14.
yesterday.
I did. It's my fault.
So
So,
here I am.
you want to get busy?
Sure.
Okay. I have work that you can do then. This is Gwen. Gwen is my niece, and Gwen was brought up cooking with me at this famous Pike Fair that I speak of so much when she was quite a young girl. Now she's a grown woman.
Aw.
And she lives up near, what shall I say, near Greenfield, Mass. Does that make it a little easier? Yeah.
Oh, neat. So you didn't have to come all the way from New York.
Oh no, yeah.
No.
Oh, good.
She wouldn't have done that, no. I wouldn't have blamed her either. So, that's quite the drive. So one of Gwen's absolute favorite things to do is churn butter.
Uh-huh.
And so it's already right there. You can just go right ahead. Find yourself a chair somewhere and go ahead and start churning butter. All the time since I left home, I have thought that I was a day behind where I was. In other words, when it was Thursday, I thought I'd be ahead. I thought it was Friday. When it was Friday, I thought it was,
Yeah, you can be right there. As long as you're not like right in front of the camera.
Right.
Maybe up to the side. You guys, you should see. Yeah, go right there behind her.
You should see this studio, guys, because I've got everything set up. Charlie is set up, Bonnie's husband, and the dogs are wandering around. It's just another day on the homestead.
And all I'm doing while I'm getting this bread kneaded is I'm adding flour as I need to add the flour because I don't want it to be quite this sticky. Now Gwen's going to be having to contend
We might have to move the dogs.
with the puppies.
Hey,
while she churns
puppies.
butter.
Look at them. Oh my goodness. Okay, pups. I think you've done your time. Hey,
Yeah,
Cam,
that's
call
good.
your babies.
They're going to want to speak the butter. So
And Cam, why don't you close that door? Or maybe Gwen, you can just push it closed behind you once we get rid of Carlisle.
Cooking being done.
Hey, boys. Come on. Boys. Hey. We're not listening well.
I'm sure you have an appetite too.
well, what do you want?
Okay, okay, I will.
Come on. Boys.
I'm sure this is gonna be wonderful.
That was not good.
I'm sure this is gonna be wonderful.
This is coming along really quite nicely.
Good.
And I have not put all the liquid in yet. My hands tell me what I need to add.
Oh, okay.
When my hands are like this, I know that I need a little more
More
flour so
flour,
I
yep.
can get rid of this. When my hands are really icky, I know that I might need a little more moisture to this
Yeah,
bread.
yeah.
So it's my hands that tell me
That's
what
good.
I'm going to be doing. And of course, once this is all kneaded, it's going to have to rise. It'll take almost an hour, maybe not an hour in here. We opened the door because the fireplace
too
is
hot.
drawing so much better.
Oh, yeah, it does. It does. With the door open. Yeah.
Mindy's watching and she thinks we're at the Genesee Country Museum.
Are you live too?
All right.
Minnie is our daughter who has the chickens whose egg I just cracked.
Oh, wow.
So that was quite apropos, wasn't it?
Wow.
Yep.
Dewey, we can't keep you out, can you?
Sheesh.
You just shoot him out. and-
Dewey, we just kicked you out of there. Come here. Dewey. Dewey. Come on. Listen to mama. Come on.
Oh,
The chaos of the homestead.
I'm going to be doing this as kind of a little on the boring side, but I'll need to do this for probably 5 more minutes.
Okay.
It's the time frame where if you've got any emotions that you wish to get rid of,
Yeah.
now is the time to do it.
Yeah.
And all I'm doing is using the heel of my hand to push the dough forward, flip the dough, heel of my hand, flip the dough, heel of my hand. Now I've got this long rectangle and I'm just going to fold it over so that I can start it all over again in a ball. And as I realize the dough is still a little bit sticky, I'm just reaching in and adding some flour. There we go. This is the 6th open hearth fireplace I baked in. So it's putting it on my list and checking off the bucket because it's just so far you got a good one there. It's
Yeah.
going really nicely.
Good.
And the Beehive bake oven hadn't been used since January.
Mm.
That's what
Yeah,
you said.
January or February.
That was
Yeah.
when you burned the thing's pizza.
I think we've made pizza a couple times since then, but yeah.
Anyway, and when that happens, that means the dampness of the weather, the fact that we haven't had a fire going, is going to mean that this time that we're firing up that Beehive bake oven is definitely going to take longer
Okay.
for it to reach its peak of its heat that I need to bake in it.
Okay.
And I can bake in that oven anything you bake at home.
Wow.
I can do.
Wow.
It takes me longer.
Really?
I have to get the fire going. I have to wait till the temperature is that's a good question.
How do you
How
know?
do I know what the temperature is? The top of the Beehive bake oven is shaped like a dome, which is why they call it a Beehive oven. When that dome is ashy white, I know that I'm just about at about 350 degrees. Now
Oh.
there's another way, and that's to stick your arm in there. And Bonnie has chosen not to do that way. It hurts when you do that.
If it singes your hair, it's how hot?
That's too hot. Definitely too hot. If you're watching, I'm still adding flour to this kneading of bread. I'm hoping that Wednesday when I was churning, it took me 40 minutes, and I thought for sure it was never going to come to butter.
Oh.
No, I did not go to the dairy farm to get the cream from the farm. I have in the past, but regulations are a little more strict now, and that would not have been anything that people might have thought I should do. Anyway, so when you go, if you want to churn butter, and you can do it in a quart-sized jar, you cannot churn ultra pasteurized heavy cream. I don't care how hard you churn or how long you churn. It will not come to be butter. And I have learned that the reason for that is that in order for it to be ultra pasteurized, it had to have risen to 280 degrees. And that kills everything there is.
Wow.
So that is why, and now I'm just going to, this isn't bad at all. It's, I can clean my hands off and that'll work just fine. And I can form this into a really nice ball. You can see some of the herbs sticking out of there. I did not use all the liquid that I had poured. I did use some of it, and you saw I had to add some flour to it. Having said all that, you can see that my dough box now is just about empty with flour. A few little bits here and there, but just about empty with flour. I need to let this rise, and it's going to take about 45 minutes until it is doubled in size. So I need to put it near a warm place. And in this room, there's plenty of choices. So right now, I'm just going to set it on the floor right here, where it will be nice and close.
Unfortunately, the dogs are not in anymore.
Well, that was going to be my next thought. Is I can't keep them out of that bread. I am sure. And we should start a pile that needs to go to the kitchen. We'll do it over here. I've already shown you my herbs. I can put those over here. This I'm done with. Charlie, do you want to go into the buttery and get one of the chickens, please? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get a chicken ready to go over the fireplace here. I like to do this chicken. It roasts absolutely beautifully. And you'll see that I am going to stuff the cavity with fresh herbs and onion. And that I have already put my, he's going to have flour on his back. He is. Here we go. We have the nicest puppy dogs here. And they're just lovers, they really are. But I agree that having them feast on the unrisen bread is not the best thing in the world.
Fresh from the barn.
Fresh from the barn, okay.
All right.
This is a roasting chicken. I have done nothing special with it. I'm sorry for unwrapping it out of our 21st century plastic. But it was necessary. I can see some people saying, is that raw chicken? You have your hands in it? And is it going on that board? And it's raw chicken? Yes, and yes, and yes.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I would say the same thing.
And in today's world, that would be a no-no. Having said that, do you think in 1780 to 18, through the 1800s and early 1900s, anybody knew that they should be specially cleaning their work areas and keeping a cutting board just for some chicken? And the answer to that is no. I have washed this chicken. I'm going to reach in front of you. And Gwen, can you hand me that plastic bag? Yeah. This is the bag. Again, I apologize for the 21st century. I've tried really hard. Everything else looks pretty.
It looks very
appropriate,
authentic, yes.
You know, and we try that. Oh, and I should say also another thing is that I try to cook and fix what's in season. In other words, I don't want to try to do a lemon meringue pie. And how would they have gotten lemons?
Oh, that's a good point.
How did they get here? Well, I can make a story that says the Newport, Rhode Island port, had a ship come in from the south that had a supply of oranges and lemons.
That makes
Your
sense.
aunt was there, and she got some for you and brought them up by horse and buggy here where they were going to stay for a holiday. And so you had some lemons,
Yeah.
but it's not going to happen very often.
Wow.
You know, that would be unheard of practically. Apple trees. They didn't have apple trees early in the 1700s. They did by the mid 1700s, and obviously they became quite the staple. So we are going to, between today and tomorrow, we are going to be making a couple of apple pies. Also, where was I going? Oh, apple pies. So chickens. They kept chickens, not just for the eggs, but for the meat as well. We know that. We also know that, for instance, they might not have been able to make an angel food cake. Yeah, they have all the eggs, but did they have the proper baking utensils? No. We are simple here. We are rural. We are of a time frame where this was not just entertainment. We are entertaining today, but when they were living here, it was a matter of survival, and they depended on each other.
Mm-hmm.
I like to tell that when a girl is 6 years old, and I remember saying this and Gwen going, no, when you were little, by the time a girl is 6 years old, she is a right arm in her mom's open hearth kitchen.
Wow.
When she's 11, she can run it by herself. She doesn't need her mom.
Really?
Really? Well, she's 11, she's got 5 years.
Mm.
Root vegetables, very important to them. Potatoes, carrots. Squash is not a root vegetable, but it stores well. Anything that could be stored in a root cellar. And Ann, you said there's a cellar under this whole place.
Yes. Yes.
So I'll bet it's whole.
It is.
And it would keep your vegetables much longer. Remember, they've got to go through till spring.
Right.
I don't know when your first frost is here. Mine is late this year. Normally we had it right now, and we don't.
Yeah, we haven't either.
Our weather is definitely changed over the years, that's for sure. But it was a matter of survival, not of entertainment.
Wow.
The kitchen garden, absolutely. It would have been one of the children's jobs to help keep that weeded. The boys were out working in the field with their dad, very young age. But they also brought in the firewood, chopped the firewood. I need water. I don't have a faucet that I go and turn on. somewhere, hopefully, there's a well that will add. If not, I hope you manage to build by creek and you can get some water.
Uh-huh.
But water was a necessity, and it was something you didn't use. You used sparingly, for sure. Bathing, well, that was the month of June. That's why people got married in June.
Is it really?
Yes, because you were taking the bath and you spent
I didn't know that. Oh my goodness.
No, that's, but I digress, don't I? But I digress. So that's a little bit of some history that I can share with you. And you can see me looking around. I'm just trying to find my, okay, we'll use this one. Onions. Yes, to the onions. Easy to grow them. Absolutely. That would be no problem whatsoever at all.
Where were you a docent, Bonnie?
I was a docent at Genesee Country Village and Museum. It is in Mumford, New York.
Okay.
It's situated on 200 acres of land,
Mm.
and the houses have all been moved there.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, these houses were going to be torn down
Mm.
when the museum rescued them
Mm-hmm.
and brought them.
So it's a total museum village that you can go to and tour colonial houses?
Absolutely. It's a town square with
Uh-huh.
all the, what you would have on a town. I need them shorter. Okay, we'll do it. He's got my sticks. I have to, we'll show you what I'm gonna do.
You only need 2 for.
That's all I need. Thank you very much. So what I'm gonna do right now is inside this cavity, I am stuffing an onion. I have got to untie my rosemary. There it is. I tied everything up so neatly, and we have low light here, so it's hard to find where it is and what we're doing. Okay. Rosemary is an herb that goes so well with chicken. It also goes well with pork. And tomorrow we're going to be roasting and steaming some butternut squash in the Dutch oven.
Mm.
We'll put it up on a little rack, and that's what we'll be doing. Anyway, and I'm gonna lay some fresh sage and herbs in there on top while it's steaming, because I think that will add a little bit sweetener. Honey.
Okay.
Honey would have been something that they could easily use. Molasses was cheap because molasses is a byproduct of sugar making, and that would have been extremely cheap. They could have afforded that. But once again, I don't know where your town was back when this house was built. I don't know how much of a town you had. Did it have a grocery store in it? Your time frame here is 1780.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did they have a grocery store?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Maybe down in Putnam? I don't know. Maybe.
Well, I know back in the town, the village of Pike, whenever they got the beehive oven going,
Mm-hmm.
the people, the women from around there would come and bring their product to put in the beehive oven to bake.
Wow.
This was, we're talking Western frontier was Western New York.
Oh,
Remember.
that's true.
Now
Yes.
you have to remember.
That's
and that
true.
The trip from Albany to where I live in Wyoming County, Genesee area, was 19 days by wagon. If they started out with horses, they were very quickly going to change them
Mm.
to oxen.
Mm.
Begs the question, why?
Mm-hmm.
Because of the mud in the roads sucking off the shoe on the horse. Now
Oh.
you have an exposed hoof that
Oh.
is going to be prone to infection, lameness.
Mm-hmm.
Oxen don't have feet like that. Oxen have a cloven hoof. And when that hit the mud oozed up through the beginning of that clove, and they were fine. They
Wow.
probably didn't make as much time in a day as the horses might, but they also didn't tire as much. And when you got to where you were going to try to build your lean-to and settle, you had the oxen to work the fields with them. When I was being trained for a docent, the educator used the term, let me backtrack. They said in 1772, General Sullivan came through these lands along the Wyoming Valley, and he secured the land from the Seneca Indians. No, he didn't secure the land. He massacred the Indians, and that's how he secured the land.
Mhm.
But at no time were we allowed to use,
You weren't allowed to say that.
no, the word was,
Oh.
you could say he secured the land.
Oh,
Ironically, we know that a lot of his troops were from Connecticut.
oh my.
So here they are, secured the land, massacred the Senecas.
Right.
Just as a refresher, the Senecas were part of that great Iroquois nation. There were 6 tribes, and the Senecas were one of them. The men in his deployment, if they were by the Genesee River through the fields, the field grasses were so high that you couldn't see the horse. All you could see was the man. Miles of this beautiful flat land, no big boulders. What do you have here in Connecticut? Every time
Boulders.
you turn
Boulders.
don't you turn up lots of stone?
Lots of stone.
And
Yes.
so, now they have no proof. The provenance to this is simply by word of mouth that these soldiers were paid in land grants in the Genesee Valley and Wyoming Valley, and which is why people started settling
Ooh.
there.
Huh.
But again, there isn't any written proof. That's just provenance being sent down from this person verbally.
Right.
That's all
Right.
there is. But why else did they come back?
Wow.
And so that began settling. And of course, coming from either New England or Albany, which a lot of people stopped in Albany, got all their supplies. When I was teaching in the elementary school, we had a list of what you might want to take with you. Dad would have gone, maybe the oldest son might have gone, maybe uncle, if he was in good health, might have gone as well. Everybody else stayed behind. They were going to be coming out, getting settled, getting something type of a shelter built up. So here's the stuff they can take. And you're a kid. What would you like to take? And they can check it right out. Here's the caveat. That ox-drawn cart or carriage or wagon will only allow you to take 200 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Now, do you really want to take your favorite mantle clock?
Does that include people?
No.
Oh,
Walked.
you walked.
You walked part of the way for sure. You weren't hiding.
Yeah.
Do you want to bring the mantle clock with you? Or do you want to bring an axe?
I would want the mantle clock.
You would. And you would not survive. You would die.
I would die.
You have choices.
Absolutely. You have choices. You have lots of choices.
You have choices.
The women have said to me, we've taught this, if you had to bring something for cooking, it's the Dutch oven. They would
Mm.
not be without it because you can do everything in it.
Mhm.
I can bake the bread in it.
Mhm.
Literally everything that I want to do can be done in that. I can braise in it, I can fry in it, I can bake in it, I can make soups in it.
Mhm.
Everything can be done. So that is one piece.
You can do it over a campfire.
And you
Oh,
could
yeah.
do it over a campfire as well. You don't have to. And once this chicken is done, and I will get onto it, you'll see that this could be done over a campfire
Okay.
as well if you have the tripod and the rod across set up over.
Mhm.
So that's all part of it. Okay, now I have reached in and I freed up the skin under here because I'm going to take and pop some herbs under there too.
I've done this, a rub on the Thanksgiving turkey. Yes. Put olive oil in and then put the herbs in. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be in there.
But I hate doing it because yuck.
I probably should allow the viewers to know that I am a retired ICU, OR, and ER nurse. So sticking my hand in this cavity is no big deal. It's no big deal.
Wow.
And if I run out of time, I know where to get some. Anne has it growing through the yard, her flagstone paths. We
Yeah.
have time there. We can't do that where we are. We lose it in the wintertime because it gets too cold for us. So that's what happens with that. Okay, and I am going to now start, if I can find my string. Look at that. That never happens.
And let's talk about the cotton string.
Oh, all right, sure. I'm using cotton string, not polyester. Polyester would melt and burn,
Mm-hmm.
and the cotton does not. Yes, it would catch on fire, but right now I'm not going to be putting it in the fire. You'll see that this chicken is going to hang off the crane here.
Oh, are you going to do that today?
Yeah.
Hang the chicken
Yeah,
off the
I'm gonna
crane?
have it spin in there in just about a few minutes if I stop talking.
Oh my! I'm enjoying your talking. It's very informative.
Well, I will, as I'm speaking to you all, what I'm doing is I'm only telling you what I've been taught. There may be other ways
Mm-hmm.
of doing things. This is the way I've been trained.
Mm-hmm.
It took my friend Denise Ballinger was my first instructor, and then the Genesee Country Village was my last
Mm.
instructor there. And as I say, I've probably been doing this for the better part of 30 years now. All I'm doing is I'm trussing this chicken on. Did I see you've got fry pans over here? Haven't you?
I do.
We're using one of those. I want to catch the drippings.
Oh, okay.
Because they'll go in the soup. won't they?
Oh, well, we will have to wash the frying pan then.
Well, yes.
There's
you
probably
will.
other drippings that have happened over the winter that we care not to have in our soup.
That could be a problem. That's
Yes.
true.
Yes, so which frying pan, or we also have cast iron frying pans.
Sure.
Would you like one of them? They're clean. Okay.
This has no rhyme nor reason to it, is what I'm doing with this chicken. I just don't want it flopping around. And so that's what I am trussing it up. It doesn't look very pretty, but it works. And now I'm just going to tie it off without dropping my string, I hope. If you find cotton string, please purchase it if you want to try this at home, because it's not the easiest thing in the world to find right now. In fact, I'm a little worried that I might be running out, but we'll see. And that knot did not. Oh, that's cute. The knot did not. The knot did not. Once this is trussed and I'm checking my bread, I'm going to take that over.
Okay.
And then you're going to be starting to peel potatoes. Green sticks. Green because they're going to be hanging over the fire, and I don't want them to burn. They won't catch fire if they're green. What I'm going to do now is, with any luck, I am going to
Sharpen
push
the other
this. Oh, the other end is sharper. So it is. I am going to push this right straight through and out the other side. It's almost there, but the wing is in the way. Got it. Yep. Gotta get it through further than that. Charlie, why don't you come over and see if you can put that through further? Sure. Wrap this one in there. I need it to come out about there. Oh, perfect. Perfect.
It's just fun.
That's all it was hung up, yes. And I can tell it's the center. And I need to cut this off. Do you want me to have it cut off before I put it through?
No, you don't have to.
You can do it afterwards? Okay. The next one is going down here by the legs. And this one came through very, very easily.
microphone here.
Yes.
Okay, people, I have noticed, I have 42 people watching right now. I've noticed that the sound isn't coming out where I want it to, and it's echoey. So in order to change the sound on this, and I'm sorry about that, it looks like, unless I can do it while I'm on, it looks like I'm going to have to gear up into a different one. I just did a sound check when I was in the kitchen. So I'm going to cancel. Okay.
I'm going to put this chicken over on the hearth on the string so that when you come back, you can then see it.
Oh, good.
How will that be?
That'll be good. I am going to end this right now, guys, but come look for me in a minute because I've got to get this sound right for you. All right. So I'm going to end this and come look for me. Okay.